The Lake Forest Podcast is supported by viewers, listeners, and businesses just like you. Looking for the best pool supplies? Look no further than Dohany's Pool Supplies. With a history dating back to 1967, this family-owned business offers everything families need to keep their pools clean and sparkling, from chemicals to equipment. Plus, customers enjoy free shipping on all orders. Visit Dohany's Pool Supplies today at doheny.com, DOHENY.com, to learn more. Broker Michelle Parno has lived and worked in Lake Forest for over 2 decades. Michelle's lending experience, when combined with her real estate expertise, makes her an invaluable asset to her clients as they navigate their home buying or selling process. Call Michelle now at 847-528-8721, 847-528-8721. For the best cannabis in the world, look no further than Iliad Epic Grow. Owned by Lake Bluff's own Rich Ruzich, they are a cannabis cultivation center focusing on hard-to-find small batch products that will delight both the occasional user and ganjier. When visiting Michigan, ask for it by name. Epic Products, exceptional process. For more information, email info@iliadgrow.com. Laracy & Company CPAs, founded in 2010 by Lake Forest's own Brian Laracy, specializes in tax preparation and bookkeeping services. Earning the People Love Us on Yelp award, their process is straightforward. Just upload, review, and file. For a free quote, visit LaracyCPA.com now. That's LARISEYCPA.com. I'm excited to share with you something special from our Lake Forest community, the Aesthetic Lounge Med Spa, located at 775 North Bank Lane in Lake Forest near Wisconsin Avenue. This just isn't any spa. They offer an amazing blend of traditional spa services plus the added benefit of medical procedures and treatments. In a relaxing and luxurious spa environment, you can enjoy a range of cosmetic and aesthetic treatments. These are all performed under the supervision of top medical professionals. The Aesthetic Lounge Med Spa provides skin care, facial rejuvenation, body contouring, laser hair removal, Botox, dermal fillers, chemical peels, and much more. What's great is that each treatment is tailored not just to enhance your appearance, but also to address specific skin concerns and to promote overall well-being. So if you're looking to pamper yourself and take your beauty routine to the next level, give the Aesthetic Lounge Med Spa a call at 224-768-8028 or visit them at their location on North Bank Lane. It's an experience your skin will thank you for. We'd also like to say we're thankful for our Patreon supporters, Otto, John C., Helen, and Herrick.
Oh my.
What's up, brother?
What hat do we have on today?
Grand Poobah.
And explain.
Shriner hat. Nice
Okay.
hat.
Okay, is there an event we're promoting, an occasion coming up, or?
Oh, you said you want a different hat. There's the other
All
one.
right. Okay, man.
So where are you at? You got kicked out of the basement, or?
I kicked myself out of the basement. Didn't work out. I mean, Joe Biden won an election campaigning in the basement, but the acoustics in my basement aren't that good. I learned particularly last week.
I do. Did you get over last week? I don't know if I got over last week.
No, I'm over it.
Were you ever on it? Joe Severino, he is something. He is something. Yeah, exactly. So, speaking of who, Nikki Haley.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much over. So,
so what do you do as a delegate? Do you?
that's it. She's still in the race. So, we'll see what plays out. But I mean, the writing's on the wall. Though I question a system that lets these two little states, Iowa and New Hampshire, decide, and they're both beautiful places. I've been to both. I shouldn't say I've not been to New Hampshire. I've been to New England. I've been to Iowa. As I said on the previous show, my mother was from Iowa, and we still have family there. So I've been to Iowa many times. And actually, I was there 3 times for the caucus, working 1988.
I'm sure all the Iowa Lotto people
96
that you were New Hampshire. So anyways, that being said,
I just don't think it's a great way to decide Look, 70% of the American people do not want a Trump Biden rematch, but that's what we're going to get.
You can wish
I
it was
mean, it's like Alien
crap
versus
any other.
Predator. Alien versus Predator. No matter who wins, we all lose. I
No,
mean,
what?
it's just
No, we get the policies of the one,
well, yeah, look,
policies
and
of the
I
other.
said this before. Look, on policies, President Trump got it right most of the time, and clearly, in my opinion, President Biden gets it wrong. That said, my gosh, his personality is just so distracting. Every freaking day it's a soap opera with some new drama. Um,
But don't you think
and
people are
you know,
used to it by
even
now?
in his speech, even in his speech in New Hampshire, I watched his speech, and he subtly mocks that Nikki Haley was dressed nice or whatever he said. I mean, that way to go to attract female voters, Mr. President, by saying that. So, I mean, he is what he is, and like I said, policy wise, he
Yeah.
gets it right most of the time. The election is going to come down to this, Pete. On election day or whenever people vote, which is usually now like September, uh, but whenever people are voting, they're going to ask that question that Ronald Reagan asked in 1980: Are you better off than you were 4 years ago? And Trump won in 2016 because people said no. Trump lost in 2020 because people said no.
Who said
And
it's
Joe
the who said it's the economy, stupid? Clinton?
James Carville, Clinton's guy, James Carville, said that in 1992, and he's right. Every election, I think, in my lifetime, I can think back. The first election I remember was 1976, with Jerry Ford and Jimmy Carter. I was a little kid walking
Saturday
around.
Night Live?
And everybody talks about Watergate and all that. What it came down to, even back then, was the economy was in bad shape in 76. And all Gerald Ford could do was walk around with a button that said whip inflation now. And people were like, get rid of this guy. So they got Jimmy Carter, and oh boy, was that a mistake? Because then 4 years later, inflation was even worse. It
Nixon
was
screwed the whole thing up. He screwed it up.
Well,
He
the economy was bad. Look, Nixon in 72, the economy was good. And I'm not old
Yeah.
enough. I was alive in 72, but I was 3 years old, so I don't remember the 72 election. But Watergate is today, Watergate would be like, okay, yeah, whatever. What's that song? Was it Leonard Skinner? Now Watergate doesn't bother me. Tell the truth. Does your conscience bother you? Sweet Home Alabama. I don't think Watergate was not a good thing, but I think at the end of the day, people vote their pocketbook, right? And if they feel good, they're going to reelect it. Look at Ronald Reagan. 4 years later, in 1984, after he beats Jimmy Carter, he wins every state except Minnesota, and which was Mondale's home state, and even there, he lost by like 0.01% or something. And there were people that said, if we do a recount, we'll win. And Reagan's like, no, let him win his home state. I won 49 others. Let it go. Because Reagan was very gracious. And that's a lesson Donald Trump could take, was go
Yeah.
back and look at how Ronald Reagan conducted himself.
Well,
Donald
towards the
Trump,
end, hold on now. Towards the end there, I don't know if he was all there. You had the
uh,
controversies, you had all that. Nancy was
hey,
running things.
well, yeah, you know what? Remember this though,
Eleanor was running things. Yeah.
Joe Biden on his first day in office, Pete, was older than Ronald Reagan on his last day in office. And Donald Trump ain't no spring chicken either. So that's why I was really hoping Nikki Haley would take off, because I want a younger leader. I mean, Nikki Haley's younger than me. All right. So I was hoping for a new generation, get those swing voters back in the suburbs we really lost under Trump. And Trump could win this election. I'm not doubting that. That's how bad Joe Biden is right now.
Well,
Is
everybody got to look at it.
that a guy who was set aside, was thrown out, and all this has rejuvenated his career. Some of it is because the backlash against all the indictments. I think the Democrats were playing this because they know that fires up the base. Look, if I was a Democratic strategist, I would want Donald Trump to be the Republican nominee, because he's the most beatable of all the candidates that ran, with the possible exception of
It
Vivek.
doesn't make sense. Who
What do
else
you
would
mean?
you want? Wouldn't you want Nikki Haley? Wouldn't you want?
If I wanted to, if Nikki Haley at every poll, every serious poll,
Yeah.
if for a general election beat Biden far better than Trump. She won swing states that Trump wasn't winning. And more importantly, like I said here in
New
Lake
Hampshire and
County,
Iowa beg to differ.
no, because the people that vote in those primaries are generally Republicans.
Okay.
But she came really close. She came fairly close in New Hampshire because New Hampshire lets independents vote in their primary, and they voted for her. All right. So you go look at, if you drill down
I saw a lot of
in the
85
cross jabs.
15 against. So whatever.
Like I said, look, we are in a spot. The Republican Party is in a spot that the
Don't
Democrats
call
were
us
in,
that.
like in
Can we call
what?
it something else?
What do you mean?
Something besides the Republican Party? Can we like
Well, that's the name of the party. Um,
the
Pete,
Red
here's my
Tide?
point. My point is that the parties are moving away from the center. Both are. But the Democrats, at least for now, are so galvanized that they want to win. They're at least nominating somewhat electable candidates. We've moved away from that, and I've got reams of data to show that. I think we've talked about that before, that what wins on the North Shore may not necessarily be what wins an Iowa caucus or a New Hampshire Republican primary. But
You just wait till that bus hits. How about Naperville?
The fact that, I'm not going to support, using other people's money to house or aid. I do know that there's a lot of people that do care. And I think we live in a compassionate community. So, before we go down the road of, doing what, following suit on some of these other cities are taking action on, my idea would be, let's find out. Let's find out who's willing to help, So, we do hear from constituents on both sides of this. What are we going to do to preemptively stop this? And then we hear from people that tell us we should do more. So, we do have a very affluent community, a lot of big homes. And what I'd like to do is direct staff to create a sign-up sheet. So, for individuals that would be willing to house migrant families. And if there's people that would do that, God bless them. So if we could raise awareness in that way, I think we need to find out. I think we need to find out who would be willing to house migrant families. And so that would be my new business. I'd be looking for, support from the dais. Any questions, discussion, happy to have that.
hey, so I had a conversation with someone that knows a lot about this stuff.
Okay.
And corrected me on a lot of things, and I got some new information that maybe we can talk, if we got nothing else to talk about today.
Let's go. Let's talk Naperville.
Well, I don't know about Naperville specifically, but the whole issue. So there's two things happening at the border. There's two groups of people that are coming across. There is the illegals, people who are crossing illegally. They're swimming, through the Rio Grande.
Yeah.
They're getting trafficked in the middle of the night, climbing over the fence, whatever.
Keyword illegal. Keyword.
Illegally. Okay. So, but then there's what's called asylum seekers. Okay. They are coming here. The law allows you to come to the United States border and say, I am seeking asylum. And that's what's happening with a lot of people from Venezuela and some other countries. And I've said this before, socialism sucks. And if you don't believe me, just look at Venezuela. There's a reason Ozzie Guillen lives here and not in Venezuela anymore, because Ozzie is a smart dude, won a World Series, and he knows that socialism sucks. And a lot of Venezuelans know that socialism sucks. There's no middle class in Venezuela. Either you're very rich or you're very poor. There's nothing in between.
I'm in Naperville. And I'm a
and a
white
cunt-
guy
and a cunt-
saying, hey,
and a-
here's a sign-up list.
Right. So people are coming here and seeking asylum. And the problem is the Biden administration has no plans to deal with that.
Yeah, they don't want to
Okay.
wait in line, so they become illegal, so they don't.
No, Pete, they're not here illegally. Read the law. Go read the law.
You have to
Pete.
be able to. There's a line that you stand in order
Correct.
to.
And the Biden administration doesn't know where to put the line, Pete. So that's different than somebody crossing the border, swimming from Mexico. Okay.
So they're going in the water or whatever, and they become illegal. I get it.
No. Pete,
Okay.
this is the difference between winning an election and losing an election, Pete, is how you approach this. Because like I said, most Americans of both parties and independents feel very strong that we need to have a secure border, okay? Finish the wall and enhance border security, all right? Where the voters part ways is after they come here and how you deal with them. You can't deport people that are here legally under the asylum process. Okay, it's not their fault that the president of the United States doesn't have a plan to deal with them, and that the governor of Texas then ships them on a bus to other states. Okay,
where do we get it wrong?
That's different than illegals. That's different than people who are coming illegally. Okay, these people are coming illegally.
If you have,
that's the bus driver's fault and the bus company's fault. And those bus drivers are basically pawns of this process. What's the rule? What's our phrase? Don't hate the player, hate the game. But here's where the problem lies. The Biden administration has failed. They don't know what they're doing. They're incompetent.
Right.
And they're throwing it. But then Brandon Johnson, I don't know. I think there's a lot of buyer's remorse by people that live in Chicago about Brandon Johnson.
You think he's bad? Wait till the next one.
They get worse each time, doesn't it? I miss Rahm Emanuel now. Scary thought. I miss Lori Lightfoot. I mean, that's how bad it's getting.
But Joe, hold on. Let's get back to Naperville. All these people that are very passionate, compassionate people. Where's the sign-up list? Anybody sign up for that?
I saw that video with the city councilman. It's gone viral on social media and stuff. He has valid points. There's no question.
Sure.
Like, hey,
where's the sign-up sheet?
Is that the same thing as the FOIA request for Brad Schneider from our guest last week?
Let's find out.
There ain't nothing.
I thought you were going to talk about our boy.
I didn't say his name. But my point is that this is a failure of the Biden administration, and then also a failure of Mayor Brandon Johnson. The Democratic convention, this is going to get worse. Cam Buckner, who's a Democratic state legislator here in Illinois, in Chicago, Cam Buckner has said we should cancel the convention here in Chicago. We should not, if the city can't handle this and can't get the resources it needs from the federal government to handle it, we should say thanks but no thanks. And this guy's a Democrat. All right, so. I mean, this is going to get worse before it gets better, but you're right. But in politics, optics are more important than reality. So while the differences that I just explained between asylum seekers coming here, trying to follow a process that's convoluted, but is legal, versus people just sneaking across the border illegally, that all said, the optics is bigger than reality. So the optics are that our border is messed up, that the Biden administration can't handle it. Trump did handle it. And it's true, he did, though he said he would build a wall and Mexico would pay for it. That didn't happen.
Joe, I get it. My point is these guilty whiteys with their $5 million Lake Geneva homes aren't opening up their doors to take care of these people. That's all. That's all I'm saying.
Look, well, Martha's Vineyard. Remember what Prof said on our show? He goes, "Thanks for visiting. Now get the hell out of here." Racist. Good line. But you're right. Look, racist. there is that NIMBY thing. Not in my backyard.
Not in my backyard. Okay.
You know, we see that on so many things here in Lake Forest, where the train issue, any development in downtown. I'll give you one. So this week, since it is the Lake Forest podcast, not the National Issues podcast.
Till they get dumped off and prove by on.
That's not going to happen. You
in
know
my
that.
car.
In your car. Okay. I get, if your Tesla starts in this weather,
Hey,
but
babe, that thing's still humming, man. 12 years
good for
old, humming
you.
away.
Good for you. But here in Lake Forest, I was just at this past week, the zoning board meeting. And unfortunately, those meetings are not recorded like the plan commission and stuff. But there were two issues. I was there because Elewa over
Yeah.
there had a proposal to have a goat barn. And I'm for it. I
Greatest
think
of
it's
all
great.
time.
And no
Tom
one,
Brady, Peyton
it's right.
Manning.
And no one from the neighborhood came to oppose it. It passed unanimously. It's a really good proposal. But guess what's coming to Lake Forest
A higher
when they
water
finish
bill.
this?
You didn't tell me that.
No. Goat
Yeah.
yoga. Pete, goat yoga. This is a podcast. I see a future podcast where you and the ladies from the Aesthetic Lounge come to Elewa in your Tesla, and we do a show, we film a show of you taking part in the goat yoga class where the goats like step on you during the yoga.
Is that what they do? Because the ladies do it at the beach. I see them all the time.
Not with goats and not Tom Brady.
Tom
I mean, real
Brady,
goats.
Peyton
I'm
Manning,
talking real goat. I'm talking about the goat like the one that got kicked out of Wrigley
Albert
Field
Pujols.
that caused the curse against the Cubs. But no, but that got passed unanimously. So I went on a tangent here.
So
But
so you bring that up. You don't tell me my water bill's going up.
hold on. But NIMBY. The other item on the agenda, the other night at the zoning board was Gorton Center had a proposal to do more stuff outside. I think I don't know the exact details of it, but there was one neighbor of Gorton who came and basically was NIMBY, like, you shouldn't have all this stuff because I live next to it. So, and fortunately,
You should have went bankrupt.
Yeah, I mean, she didn't want Safety Town. She said Safety Town, which ends like at 12 noon.
She thought it was Safety Act.
Well, I wouldn't blame her for it, but the safety where the fire department comes and shows like safety stuff and whatever. I mean, she didn't want that, even though it ends at 12 noon. I don't know if she's sleeping till 11:30 or what, but
Is that Prue Beidler's PR person?
I don't know her name, and I'm
Or
not
one of
going to
those
get into
blockers?
that. I think though the fact she was literally the only one. There was a bunch of people who were supporters of Gorton there, ready to speak, but the zoning board did the right thing, in my opinion, and that was approve the thing because our friend Kathy Zerniak spelled out that, hey, this zoning variance or whatever it's called, that the proposal that they had in front of them would actually put more controls in place. Like right now, I guess there's a lot of noise from a couple of the rooms inside when they hold events in those rooms at night, because you can the Nagel room and the Stewart room. But now when there's events there, the door has to be closed. So that's been put into that. So actually this new zoning thing actually does put some protective things in place and put some more parameters on to where I think some of the concerns that people may have had in the past will be alleviated. So, but
Maybe
this
I
neighbor
should
wasn't
bring my
having any
base
part of
amp.
that.
I should bring my bass amp over there.
I was thinking of you the whole time, man. You and your band could do an outdoor concert there. It's got to end by like what, 11 o'clock or something. I don't know what the rule is on it, but
No, I'll just hit the low beat.
why don't you play at Elewa? Let's get a gig right over here at Elewa. Fun.
We just got done with displaying stage.
You, me, Goskarian. We'll get Eric Goskarian in. He lives right down the street. We'll get Alderman Preslak.
Jeremy around in the chair. What do you call it, those parties?
He'll bring his orthodontist chair.
Oh, so anywho, so here's the sign up sheet.
I mean, this is, what's really, two people have died in Chicago. Two of the people that came here, one was a kid.
Yeah.
This is a disaster. This is an
Well,
absolute
disaster
disaster.
is 50, 60 dying a month on the streets.
Well, and that's a disaster too, no question. And
Make your
that's a whole,
disaster. Then there's
but one thing
Hamas, who
has,
I like
but
to eat with vegetables.
we can address more than one problem at a time. We can walk and chew gum here. But that said, again, this all goes back to the source. The Biden administration doesn't know what it's doing. All right. The guy and the president doesn't know what he's doing. The vice president doesn't know what she's doing. We saw that in that press conference she did with the leader of Poland.
Illinois just get like 12 million to deal with it.
That's probably just that's a nickel in the bucket, basically, for what it costs to handle this. All right. There is no comprehensive plan. Now, here's what Biden's going to tell you. If Joe Biden somehow came on this podcast, which he's probably not.
No, here's what I'll say. Where am I?
He would tell you, well, I have
Where you wearing that
proposals,
funny hat?
but who are you? I think I saw you at a campaign event in Delaware 28 years ago.
In a very, very tiny car.
I love the Shriners. No, he would tell you, well, the Republicans control the House, and every time I have a proposal to do this, they block it.
Wow.
All the immigration issues, I have to tell you, thinking back to this, when President Obama first got elected in 2008, he had a Democratic Senate and a Democratic House, both with veto-proof majorities back then. He's the last president to have that. I mean, Trump had a Congress when he first took over, but it was razor thin. It's usually, razor thin, but he had 60 senators. I can't remember what the threshold was in the House at the time. He could have done pretty much anything he wanted. All right. He had plenty of chances to deal with immigration reform. And there were bipartisan immigration reform proposals at the time. He didn't do them. You know why? Because he wanted to make this an issue against Republicans because he wanted to win Latino votes.
Well,
and he's not the first politician to try and win elections. Let's give him that.
But I'm not saying anything that's surprising.
I'm just saying the Democrats had the chance to deal with this when they could have, but they didn't either. So when they their card in this is, oh, you hate Latinos.
The card is,
oh, you're biased.
Oh,
and look, I will admit there are some people, I've heard some comments and seen some comments online by people that are just totally out of line. All right. But that said, it is every country in the world has a secure border, except for us, pretty much. All right.
I'm past the border.
And there is an asylum seeking process. Figure out how to manage it, Mr. President. And figure out how to run your city, Mr. Mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson.
Well, every train station is going to look like Home Depot, man.
Well, here's what's going to happen. Sooner or later, Pete, a bus is going to show up here, and the city of Lake Forest will deal with it, and they'll be gone. They'll be gone in about 10 minutes, Pete, and it'll be a big nothing burger. All right.
I don't think it'll be 10 minutes.
Okay, but it'll be a big nothing burger here. All right. Okay. To me, the big issue here locally is crime by people who are born here in the most cases. The violent crime that we're seeing more of in Lake County. Talk to the family of the man that got killed by the hit and run driver who then got here in Lake Forest, that then got a slap on the wrist from Eric Reinhardt. Ask them what they think of the Lake County State's Attorney's Office under Eric Reinhardt. All right. Talk to the family that got carjacked in Libertyville.
Fortunately, we need more of them to get carjacked because not enough
people prep. I don't want anyone to get carjacked, but
okay, I do.
It's happening enough, Pete, that it's happening because we unfortunately have a prosecutor in Lake County State's Attorney's Office who isn't really a prosecutor. He should go back to being a public defender. He's a defense attorney. And there's nothing wrong with being a defense attorney. Mary Cole was a defense attorney at one point, but he is more interested in the rights of criminals than he is in the rights of victims.
Because he's guilty. He's like that Naperville guy.
I mean,
what's the
anybody
term for
that's
him? Guilty white.
Anybody that's proud to be endorsed by Kim Fox needs their head examined.
Okay.
People are going to die in Lake County.
The list is still blank. What was that guy trying to do? The whitest of the white guy.
Naperville?
Yeah.
I don't know the back. My understanding is
no background. Look at
the fact that, you know,
I saw it, but his background, he's part of that Awake Illinois group, which is very, very
I do know
to the right. No. No, sir. They are like, go Google Awake Illinois. That came out of COVID, and they were like very, very anti-COVID restrictions.
Wait, so that dude that wants to do a sign-up sheet,
he's mocking them, Pete. He's like you.
Oh, really?
Let's find out who's
yes.
You know, so
he's you, Pete.
We do hear from
it would be like the Lake Forest podcast
what are we
host being elected to the city council. That's what happened there.
I don't
know enough about that.
I'm taking him fully serious.
No, you don't get. That's the problem. Is you see, you didn't get
the you create a sign-up sheet. So, you know, for individuals that would be willing.
He was mocking.
I don't see Bruce's name.
He's mocking. He's doing what you did. Maybe he saw your podcast where you did it, and he stole the idea
for you. Raise awareness in that way.
All right, now I like the dude. Now I want to reach out to him and say,
he was mocking you. I don't know. Okay. It's the late when you host. When's the next episode of the Naperville podcast?
So that would be my new business.
When we get there,
I got a couple friends that live there. You can see if they want to call us.
Yeah, that might as well be Iowa over there.
Naperville is like the third largest city in the state now.
Yeah.
It's like Chicago, Aurora, and then Naperville. Peoria is like way down now.
I'm just saying it's way out of the. You want to go to Naperville?
Naperville's in. Fun fact, Naperville's in 4 counties. DuPage. Wait, I used to know this. No, that's Aurora. Forget it. Take it all back. Naperville's in 2 counties, DuPage and Will. Aurora's in 4 counties, but that's another podcast.
Right, the City of Lights. So yeah, we played Displays Theater, Ron Onesti, great joint. Anybody that can get down there, they fix it up. The upstairs has a very nice speakeasy lounge, vintage furniture. I knew it was vintage because I didn't dare sit on it. We played with a David Bowie tribute band. They killed it, Space. It was fantastic. The only downside
is the Sugar Bowl still open next door to the theater? Or is that gone?
I don't know. It was cold and
all right. When I was a little kid, my parents used to take me once in a while to the Sugar Bowl in Des Plaines, which was next to the Des Plaines Theater, and that was always like a fun thing for a little kid. But
that's the difference between us. You know, I would go to Margie's Candies in the city. Different hood, different city.
I've been to Margie's Candies in the city. It's nice place.
Really? I like to see.
Yeah, I have friends that live in the city. I have friends that live in the city. Some of them don't talk to me anymore because I'm Republican.
Anyways, okay. So Nikki Haley,
yeah, it's too bad. I think I stand by everything I said.
Okay, of course you did. It's over.
It's over, right? It's over. And we'll see what happens in November. But like I said, even when he wins, the party loses. I just don't see how he grows the base of the party in areas that we used to win, like Lake Forest.
Okay. And the list is still blank. Lake Geneva, how many square feet do you think's in that home? 5 mil? You could.
I didn't look at. I'm not obsessed with how the square footage of her house. I don't know. I mean, how many houses I think you would. Here's how many houses does she own?
Somebody said that's a very nice.
Probably all in trusts.
Okay, I trust you can fit a lot of illegals in there. Or what'd you call it again?
Asylum seekers. There are people who are here illegally.
Really?
All right.
Okay.
But the asylum seekers are not. They actually now, if you want to change the law, that's a separate debate. But the law as it stands today, you have a right to come here and seek political asylum.
Julie Morrison, I think you should house a few families in there. That'd be a great photo op.
Well, why not figure out a way to accelerate the process to put them in the workforce? Because we've talked about this. There's an employee shortage in this
Yeah,
country.
they're at Home Depot. Seriously, they're at Home Depot. You need a job done.
Most
Open your
most
pickup,
people
hop in.
come here. Look, there are some people that come here with bad intentions, but there's people that were born here with bad intentions.
No, bad intentions.
Most people
They don't go to the Home Depot.
most people come here because this is still, for all the faults in this country, it's still the greatest country in the world. Do you hear about people leaving America for other countries?
Just Texas.
But remember all those Hollywood celebrities that said, "I'm going to move if Donald Trump is elected president"?
That's why
How many of them actually
Those aren't
moved?
real people.
How many of
Those
I
are
had a friend.
walking Botox puffed out.
I'm just saying, Pete, no one leaves America. I'm sure you can find like 3 people that left, okay? But let's be honest.
I don't think anybody ever said that
we
they
have
were.
always been the country that people want to go to, right?
Nobody said that.
You want to move to I've been to Europe, beautiful place to visit, would not want to live there.
Paris, Illinois, I've been there.
Yeah. There's a country song about Paris, Illinois. I can't remember the guy's name offhand.
That's why. So
Brad.
you went to the city council meeting and you didn't tell me my water bill's going to go up. That's not news.
You know why? Do you know why it's going to go up?
It's infrastructure, inflation. Those are the 2 reasons. You got another one?
Yeah, and who's causing this inflation?
How much can water cost?
President Biden.
How much can water cost? Take some of that federal money.
We don't get no federal. I mean, I'm sure we get something, but
pump me some.
I got news. I got news for you. In the grand scheme of federal money, a city like Lake Forest that is perceived to be loaded with dough ain't going to get much. Just the way it works. Now, maybe when we get Congressman Schneider on, we can. That's a good question to talk.
Tackett out there with that pump station. Just saying.
Look, if there's a way to do it, but things do go up in cost. This is still, look, I'm far more worried about the property tax increase from the high school than I am about a water bill increase. Personally.
I haven't looked yet. Did it hit?
I haven't gotten my bill yet. Have you?
I'm waiting to talk to the accountant.
We'll all know what the bills hit because you'll hear this loud scream throughout the city. If I'm a postal worker, or mail carrier, whatever you want to call them, mailman, I might want to wear a shield that day when I'm delivering the property tax.
Did you say person anymore? Oh, so the last thing I had on my list is the tinfoil hat people really came out after.
Which ones?
All of them.
Not the Fez hat people.
No tinfoil hair.
Is that felt?
There's a gefelte.
Hey.
I'm a fan of the people, of the tiny car driving people.
That's got to be very hot in a parade. Like if you were to wear
especially the Lake Forest Day parade
or 4th of July. I mean, hot.
So all the conspiracy theories came out. The sleeper cells they're going to be popping. You hear all that stuff?
No, enlighten me, Pete.
And then I hear, oh yeah, Russia's going to, and China's going to, Russia can't even take out Ukraine. And you think Russia's bad? Just look at China. Oh, that real estate boom? Wait till all these buildings start falling down. They're taking fuel out of their storage for their jet planes and cooking dinner with it.
Where was your iPhone made?
Sichuan province? I don't know. So
Probably somewhere in China. I don't know the provinces that well. Forgive me.
China's gonna, I think their growth
As Donald
rate is
Trump would
5%.
say, China.
No, vagina.
Family show.
Not really. So
Kids, cover your ears.
you know what, kids? That's for TikTok. We'll edit this out for TikTok.
Do they have rules on TikTok?
Yeah, they're China. TikTok is China.
But
So-
but you're on TikTok. The Lake Forest podcast? So
briefly.
you're part.
Briefly.
Oh.
I'm too lazy to cut down. I haven't found anything interesting enough to chop up to put out there. I got derailed with the Severino. I mean,
Oh.
I had to take a nap for like 3 days. You guys,
That's 2 hours I'll never get back. Actually 4, because then I watched it.
I should have just walked away, took the newspaper, went to the John.
You were my wife watched and she's laughing, looking at you. She's like, I've never seen Pete this quiet. You're
Till
like,
I wasn't. Till I wasn't.
I think your 2 minutes where you held up the sheet of paper
Oh yeah.
and said, "Where's the
Boy.
aha?" That's all you really needed. That's the whole show right there.
Yeah. Hey, Severino waiting for that.
Ooh.
Joe's our guy. We'll have a couple beers with him. Or Stella Artois. All right. That's all we got. Our water bill's going up.
Thanks,
Trump.
President Biden.
Well, Trump versus Biden. Hopefully the debates, Trump will talk to more than just the F-150, Ford F-150 owners in America.
You know, most Ford, do you know that the Honda has a higher percentage of American-made parts than a Ford?
Show me the source, and then I'll let Ford show me the source. The stuff
I'll
is
tell you
all
the source.
over the world.
But most of these companies from Japan, like Honda and Toyota, they all built plants in the South in right-to-work states, and they're building stuff there.
Everywhere.
And so when you see a Honda or a Toyota or a Lexus, all those brands, and it's not just Japanese, it's like BMW has a plant, and I think in South Carolina. All the stuff is made like Alabama. There's one of the European luxury cars, I can't remember which one. It's made in Alabama, not in Europe. Now, the money probably goes back to Europe or to Japan because who owns the business? But that's an issue American manufacturing is going to have to deal with. Is it's cheaper to build in right-to-work states than it is in states like Illinois and Michigan.
Well, we got the illegals coming in. I'll take
People who are here illegally and asylum seekers.
All right.
I don't know. I don't like calling it. I think there's a little. Here's the difference between winning and losing an election, Pete.
Yeah.
Illegals or people who are here illegally.
Homeless.
Just telling you. Look.
Houseless.
I get it. I get the frustration. I share the frustration, but I'm here to tell you 20% of Lake County is Latino.
It don't matter. You drop them train loads off, game changer. And just wait. When's that convention?
Of asylum seekers.
Okay. They're gonna seek asylum.
Look, it's true. It's true. It's true, man.
Okay.
And that's again, Biden has failed. Biden's a failure on this. Where show us your plan, Mr. President.
Sky's blue. Thanks, Captain Obvious. Thank you. All right, me and my Fez are gonna go away. Have a great weekend, all. The Lake Forest Podcast is supported by viewers, listeners, and businesses just like you. Looking for the best pool supplies? Look no further than Dohany's Pool Supplies. With a history dating back to 1967, this family-owned business offers everything families need to keep their pools clean and sparkling, from chemicals to equipment. Plus, customers enjoy free shipping on all orders. Visit Dohany's Pool Supplies today at doheny.com, DOHENY.com, to learn more. Broker Michelle Pardo has lived and worked in Lake Forest for over 2 decades. Michelle's lending experience, when combined with her real estate expertise, makes her an invaluable asset to her clients as they navigate their home buying or selling process. Call Michelle now at 847-528-8721, 847-528-8721. For the best cannabis in the world, look no further than Iliad Epic Grow. Owned by Lake Bluff's own Rich Ruzich, they are a cannabis cultivation center focusing on hard-to-find small batch products that will delight both the occasional user and ganjier. When visiting Michigan, ask for it by name. Epic Products, exceptional process. For more information, email info@iliadgrow.com. Laracy & Company CPAs, founded in 2010 by Lake Forest's own Brian Laracy, specializes in tax preparation and bookkeeping services. Earning the People Love Us on Yelp award, their process is straightforward. Just upload, review, and file. For a free quote, visit LaracyCPA.com now. That's LARISEYCPA.com. I'm excited to share with you something special from our Lake Forest community, the Aesthetic Lounge Med Spa, located at 775 North Bank Lane in Lake Forest near Wisconsin Avenue. This just isn't any spa. They offer an amazing blend of traditional spa services, plus the added benefit of medical procedures and treatments. In a relaxing and luxurious spa environment, you can enjoy a range of cosmetic and aesthetic treatments. These are all performed under the supervision of top medical professionals. The Aesthetic Lounge Med Spa provides skin care, facial rejuvenation, body contouring, laser hair removal, Botox, dermal fillers, chemical peels, and much more. What's great is that each treatment is tailored not just to enhance your appearance, but also to address specific skin concerns and to promote overall well-being. So if you're looking to pamper yourself and take your beauty routine to the next level, give the Aesthetic Lounge Med Spa a call at 224-768-8028 or visit them at their location on North Bank Lane. It's an experience your skin will thank you for. We'd also like to say we're thankful for our Patreon supporters, Otto, John C., Helen, and Herrick.